This is a THORnews presentation. THORnews presents. Alright, this is a THORnews warning. This episode is pretty preachy. It discusses religion and personal belief, which is something I usually avoid because everybody fights over it and nobody ever agrees. So go forward if you choose. Knowing that, please be respectful in the comment section of this video because it is my belief only God can judge, and that overall I find it surprising in this time of mankind being so conquered and divided that science has started an assault on America's mainstream beliefs. And I guess it's just like the geeks in high school always wanted to be the bullies. And that's depressing, man. I would like to also address the fact that whether or not these 4 blood moons on 4 Jewish holidays are a sign of things to come, it doesn't matter. The world is so crazy, getting crazier every day, that it just doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you be prepared and we figure out a way to bring it all back together. Because what doomers and apocalypsers seem to forget is that for the actual end of times, there will be 1,000 years of peace. Since we haven't had that yet, I ain't worried about the world ending. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Today on the 14th, when this video comes out, Earth will be the closest to Mars in 2 years and 2 months. And this is a few days after Earth was in direct opposition with Mars. And then on April 15th, we have the first of 4 blood moons. A tetrad of blood moons. Now you may be asking yourself, what is a blood moon? But considering everyone else has covered this, you probably already know. It just means a full moon that turns red. Wait, it may be more complicated than that, but that's all I'm going to say right now. Now, why is this significant? Well, some people are saying because each of the 4 tetrad blood moons is falling on a Jewish holiday. Now, science has come out and written several articles saying that this is not special, this is not abnormal, and then, as is their new way, gone out of their way to make fun of Christians. Now, for the record, I want to remind everybody that science went way out of its way to state again and again that comets are not omens. And then Comet Ison got destroyed by the sun's cannons. And then almost from that moment on, science went on a full frontal, planned and scheduled attack on Christianity. It started with Bill Nye taking down some, ham dude who was like the worst candidate you could pick to represent Christians in a debate. And then they went straight into their Cosmos show, which from what I've heard does a lot of poo-pooing and crapping on Christians. And then they made, right after that, they had Noah come out, which was like an anti-God, anti-Christian, anti-Jewish version of Noah's Ark. It feels to me as though, even though science told us 100 times that comets are not omens, from almost the moment Comet Ison disappeared, science began a you are either with us or against us mentality against Christianity, religion, creationism, and anyone who disagrees. Now, I also want to preface this with, at the same time, they're starting an extremely strong climate change push, and as I've stated before, whether or not climate change is or is not real, science seems to believe in government as if it is God. They seem to disregard all past evidence as far as what government does improve and what government makes more complex and more costly. And I also want to point out that modern professional science is an arm of government. So while trying to cut down other people's God, they are promoting theirs. And it's just like Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead, where God has been ripped from a pedestal, and instead of being replaced by a giant hulking demon, it's just replaced by an idiot sipping on a Coke. So like I say that I have a hard time, people, because I try to walk the line between science and religion. As a Norwegian Christian, very few people agree 100% with my beliefs, which is totally fine with me. My beliefs are not about popularity. My beliefs are about what I believe over the course of my entire life through my own empirical evidence. That you have not walked in my shoes, so of course you are not going to believe what I believe. Though I fully respect your right to believe in what you believe, I usually find Christians disagreeing with me, atheists disagreeing with me, agnostics disagreeing with me. So everybody disagrees with me, and I get left out all by myself. Never get invited to parties. anymore. That's fine. What I'm saying is, as the mystic trying to walk between the two rivers, I have noticed one side, science, getting more aggressive. At a point where Christianity is about as discombobulated, separated, and broken into pieces as it's ever been. Science is uniform in their goal and their mission, which means they can accomplish a lot more. Like at this point, for all the trillions of dollars spent on Christianity, how many good Christian leaders do we actually have? Not many, people. Christianity has been infiltrated by capitalism, but it's kind of like a family. Whereas I recognize all the horrible things that have been done in the name of Christianity or religion over the course of history, none of them relating to Christ's two laws of love God above all else, love your neighbor as your brother. I understand that. Trust me, no one can point out the gross atrocities that have been committed that I do not know about. So I understand science has been picked on. But turnabout is not fair play, man. And at this point, I'm not saying that these blood moons are super special in the area, that like, oh my god, all this crap's gonna happen. Because we are in a parabolic, holy crap, WTF is going on situation. Where the world got super bizarre after 9/11 2001, and then it has just keep getting worse, and it keeps getting worse faster. So no, the blood moons may not have anything to do with volcanoes going off everywhere, earthquakes everywhere, shots fired in Ukraine, riots at the Holy Temple, Chile on fire, but if you've studied some groups, they plan their events around events like this. So, whereas science is earning its money making fun of Christians, 90% of Americans, I'm just saying be prepared, be ready. Whether or not it has anything to do with the blood moons, it don't matter. The world is crazy, getting crazier. Be prepared for anything